Hi, my name is Melvina Guiboche, and I am the event coordinator for Jesus 2022.
Okay, so this just happened 3 days at the Forks Marketplace. Tell us more. What was this event all about?
This event was all about Jesus. Really, it was all about Jesus. The former Grand Chief David Harper and his beautiful wife Belinda have been hosting this event. This is the third year. This is the first year that they were at the Forks, or we were at the Forks. Um, the event has been growing. So this year, God opened a door for us to be at the Forks CN stage. So we came together and we planned this big event, and God just opened the doors and allowed us to come into the Forks. And as I was doing the walkthrough on Friday with the event coordinator of the Forks, she had told me, she said, "This is the first gospel music event that has ever taken place at the CN stage."
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. So unprecedented there as well.
yes, we were
I love it.
breaking ground definitely on this event. Um, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we had guests from all over Canada, Indigenous musicians, singers, bands, speakers from all over Canada. People from Quebec came, people from BC came. We had tons of people, lots of Indigenous lovers of Jesus.
I love it. I would love to hear, if you don't mind, from your heart, just a little bit more about, doing an event like this, especially with everything that has happened in the last year. I mean, for many people, they knew for such a long time the effects of the residential schools, but for others, it was just really made known last year, even though, again, I know it has been for so long. So, what was an event like this in light of that?
I think it was very pivotal to, like, it was breaking ground to what is reconciliation. We actually had a booth. I'm a podcast host with Journey with Care, and we had the booth up and we asked this question: what is reconciliation in the body of Christ? What is reconciliation with non-Indigenous and Indigenous lovers of Jesus? How can we come together, and how can we love one another in journeying together with this journey, right? This journey of healing, this journey of residential schools and the survivors. We had a tent, a pastor from Regina had his tent up, and they were offering counseling and prayer for survivors of the residential schools and day schools and the 60 scoop. So they were there and offering counseling and just loving on the people that came. And so what is reconciliation to us? It's just to love one another and come together in unity, come together as one body, as the body of Christ, and worship him together.
Which is what this event was.
It was, and that's what we did. We were so appreciative and just overtaken by the response. The field was packed each night of Indigenous people and non-Indigenous people from Winnipeg, the community of Winnipeg, that came from different churches. We sent out invites a couple of weeks before the event to a whole bunch of different churches in Winnipeg, and we invited them to come and just be with us and to gather with us and to just be a part of the Indigenous community of believers. There's a big community of believers in the Indigenous there's just a big community of believers. And so one of the questions was, how do we get the non-Indigenous and Indigenous together? And God did that. Because what is reconciliation, right? It's all nations.
Yeah.
And God at this weekend, and it was all nations on that field, and it was a beautiful sight. David and Belle have a heart for community. They have a heart for people that are suffering, people that are hurt, people that the homeless. One of the campaigns that was partnered with Jesus 2022 was AMC Homeless Project. So they partnered with us, and so we had a donation drive for our brothers and our sisters, for our friends that are on the streets that have been affected by residential schools and day schools and the 60 scoop. Sometimes you pass pass a homeless person and you don't know their story. You don't know what they have gone through. or why they're there on the street, you know. And when you speak to them and they tell you your story, it's trauma, it's you know, generational curses or generational things that have passed on from residential schools, from their family line. And sometimes they don't even know why they're in pain, why they're hurt. But you know, God is opening up a door to bring healing into our nation. And so David and Belle have this heart for the homeless. They have this heart for, you know, bringing people together and just supporting our friends and our family on the street. And so I think that's the heart of Jesus 2022. This year we called it Indigenous Gospel Music Festival at the Forks. Yeah. And so next year we're at the Lyric stage at Assiniboine Park. So we're really excited about that. Guests are already like wanting to come. They're already reaching out to David and Val and saying, we'll be there next year. You know, so I feel like God is just going to grow, you know, this event, grow, you know, our partnerships and our relationships with non-Indigenous people and all nations, and just bring us together. You know, it was like breaking ground Indigenous people to host an event like this, a gospel event like this. You know, at the CN stage. And I feel like it was meant to be. It was meant to be. It was meant to be for us to be there this weekend and just give God all the glory, give him the praise. You know, he's been so good to each and every one of us.
So true. That is amazing. And I have to say, like, I'm glad it wasn't sweltering hot. Like, I know it was a little on the cooler side, but I think that maybe played to your advantage to have, yeah, just a little
Most
bit cooler.
the weather held up very good. Friday I woke up and it was raining and I was like, no. I was like, no, God, please. So but it cleared up very, very nicely on Friday. Saturday was a little bit more chillier, but you know, everyone still came out and enjoyed. They just had to put on sweaters and just enjoy the event. Sunday was a nice, beautiful sunny day just to end the event with a bang.
Fantastic. Would you mind giving me one or two highlights? I would love to hear.
One or two highlights. You know what? You know, so the heart of it. So David has a ministry of music, right? So he has a ministry of music and serving the homeless. So that's his ministry. And so as the music as the singers were singing, you know, as this worship is going forth into the field, you can hear the echo of, you know, just the worship. And that was like a highlight of like the whole event, is being able to hear worship go and echo into our city.
Oh, good. I love that. Are you from Winnipeg then?
I am from Winnipeg. I'm from Winnipeg. Yeah, I'm a community minister in the inner city. I'm a community minister in the inner city at Inner City Youth Alive. And I also partner with Care Impact, and I host a podcast, Journey with Care. And our podcast is all about reconciliation. It's all about, you know, how we can come together as the body of Christ and love each other, love our neighbors, you know? Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, unity is such it's something that God has made very evident to me that was high on his list of priorities, because if that's the last thing Jesus prayed for before he went to the cross, that we would be unified, it
Yes.
must be a serious thing on his heart, right? So I think it's fantastic. How can people find your podcast?
My podcasts were at journeywithcare.com. Oh,
Excellent.
journeywithcarepodcast.ca.
Journeywithcarepodcast.ca. We're going to make sure people know.
And
And
we're on all platforms, Spotify, Apple. We're on all platforms. Yeah, I think I actually want to share another highlight. I think one of the another highlight was, you know, being able to see, you know, all nations coming together to support the Indigenous people. You know, that was amazing to see, you know, like our brothers and our sisters from different nations and different churches and, you know, different denominations, just different, you know, coming and gathering with us in unity and support and encouraging us to move forward, you know, as the body of Christ.
Fantastic. I'm so glad the event went well. And I'll definitely, like, I want to check it out next year. It sounds phenomenal. And Lyric Stage, what a great setting for you guys to have it.
We're very, very
Fantastic.
David Harper is really excited about the Lyric Stage. So it'll be in August next year, and I believe it's going to grow. Our event's going to get bigger, and more people will come out, more people will know about it, and I think it's going to be a great year next year. We're just finishing now, and we're like already like next year is going to be awesome because this year was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being with me this uh, afternoon, Melvina. I appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to get this out to people and let them know how Jesus 2022 went.